You're watching Cheery TV.
Howdy everybody, welcome to VR Fun Times, where things aren't so fun on the editing department because somehow OBS decided to take my microphone just off the list of microphones, so it didn't actually record any of that. Again, you'd think I'd make sure of that before I started a 40-minute long VR session, but you'd be surprised. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to, I had a lot of fun playing today, so I'm just gonna have to talk over a whole bunch of this. So this is, yeah, literally just me playing arcade games, so it's gonna, I don't know how long this is gonna be now, but it's fine, you know, everything's cool, we're still cool. So a couple jokes I made during the playthrough of this one. Imagine Dracula coming out in this. Isn't this so much more fun when it's like just kind of forcefully said instead of just casually remarked? Yeah, but yeah, and this is the part where I was like, oh, the dentist is like in your teeth, and they're being like, oh, we'll be fine, we'll be very careful and very, very safe, we'll just do some quick incision work here, everything's gonna be just fine, don't worry. Oh, that's a little rough one, that's pretty bad, but it's fine, we're gonna keep going from here, everything's gonna be just nice, and shoot, okay, it's fine. Susan, we need some veneers. We need some veneers, Susan. Imagine that. Imagine I said that, but like I did. But then, oh, here it starts getting faster, and it starts sounding more like Mario music than anything else. It's like a Mario timer, like, oh, we're running out of time. But seriously, imagine like Dracula's theme, like instead of being like an organ being played, it's like just this like honky tonk, freaking crazy piano. Just good stuff. Just very fun stuff, and that seemed like a good place to end it. I know I still had some time, but I was like, screw it. That's kind of it for me here. So then I move on over to the, I try to go to the wrecking ball machine, and I get stuck inside of this ostrich racing machine, which is by far the most cursed machine. I was also playing this sitting down, keep in mind, so I thought everything was going great, but it turns out what I had to do, I wasn't just cheering on the ostriches, I was actually supposed to be throwing balls, and immediately I hit my hand, as you can see right there. I fucking whacked my hand on my desk, so I was very upset, and at that point I was also very bad at throwing things. Yeah, we sit at a solid 4th place for quite a while until I start realizing I can throw multiple balls at the same time. And I just start chucking them as much as I can, as fast as I can. And that's when my ostrich here, which I thought was Dave, but apparently I'm running Team Sapphire, finally starts getting back into 3rd. First player is not existent, so he didn't even get a chance to score. But unfortunately, it was way too late because Dave's already miles ahead. But you can't even see the ostriches because I had the camera so low. But we're trying our best here. As you can see, Dave's right about to cross finish line. I think there's a chance that maybe I can come in 2nd. So I'm just chucking balls like it's my life depends on it. I don't think the orange guy's got much of a chance against me. So I'm just, yeah, look at me. I'm pit. I'm going fast as much as I can. I get to 2nd, and I didn't cross finish line yet. I had to get one ball, and I did it because I'm a gamer. Me and Sapphire, we're true professionals here. And somehow the yellow one's called Ruby. I don't get that or why that is. But yes, that was Ostrich Run. Then I had a bit of a go with this game, which is it's like a coin pusher, but it's not. And I had a bit of a rant because I thought with this game you'd have like a few pushes per token. But actually what happens is every time you put in a chip, it only gives you one singular push, which I thought was ridiculous. Also, it gave me my money, so I was like, ooh, let me get some of that money. So I got some tokens back, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I start playing again. I believe at some point I hit the next one. Oh, no, I don't. That's when I realized, oh yeah, I have to, it's one per push, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous. Because it's like, it's very like Dave and Buster's coded. Like, of course it's gonna do that, but also you get like 7 per one if you play good, so it makes sense. But I was like, imagine a kid being so excited to play this game, like, oh, it's gonna be so much fun. Wow, this looks great. Oh, I'm gonna go at it once. Oh man, just barely missed it. So it's okay. I got some more to go. Here we go. Let's do it again. Oh, right, yeah, can't. So kind of a stupid premise there. I think there should at least be like 3 pushes per token, but I basically just do this for a little bit. Nothing too extraordinary comes of it. I try to get a slot inside of like the tower, thinking I could blow it up. I think I made like a Malaysia joke in there. Not like Malaysia's the joke. It's a Johnny Test reference. If you haven't seen Johnny Test, it's better that way. But yeah, so let's move on to the next game. This one seemed cool. It looked like a curling game, and it actually was. And I love me some Jonathan Colton, not Johnny Test. Jonathan Colton and he's got a song all about curling. So I basically knew exactly what I was doing, but I also didn't realize there wasn't any backing to this thing, so I thought it would just land firmly in the zone. Turns out I have to be careful, and because of that, I play way too careful, and I don't get shit done here. So yeah, I kind of just get stuck. And somehow they thought that was suspenseful enough to put some music in there. Oh, also that's my call sign, by the way. I was giggling about that every single time I put ass into the machine. There I am, just being so cool. I go again though because I think I deserve better. And you're about to find out that even with my other hand, I don't deserve any better because you thought that'd be good, but it wasn't. It just barely did not make it on the list. So I'm like, okay, let me just push it with this one. In which it hits the ceiling somehow. But I grab it off the ceiling because it's, it didn't get in the machine. It's fair game. Everything's cool. And it's just about to hit it into the zone then it gets also stopped short. So then I just chuck that guy and it doesn't even make it in. It doesn't even get close. It slides into the machine, gone to the sands of time, I assumed. But little did I know, I just went over here, reached around, can't do that. But that's actually okay because I was a little too on the nose. I looked in there, I saw, oh, there it is, and I reached in and I grabbed that shit. And I made the most of my efforts. You can see I was so excited. And look at that. 3 of them so nicely planted right outside the field. Very, very solid work from me there. It was very ass. We then play this weird sumo game. I don't really know what the sumo wrestler has anything to do with it. But basically we're just taking balls and chucking them out of the ring. I know sumo wrestlers do that with other sumo wrestlers. But these guys aren't really sumo wrestlers. They're kind of just little ramekins. And yeah, the aim of the game is to get the blue ones into the blue holes and the red ones into the red ones, and you get multipliers of points depending on how well you are at doing that. Because if they land in the other color, then they reset the scoring that you have there. And I'm just a legend at this game. Clearly, as you can see, I know exactly what I'm doing. I know how to get my boys in blue and red out there. I actually tried pushing him back into the safety of his own land, which actually got me some more points. So I was very happy to know that my looking out for them was well approved. But then disaster struck, and I didn't actually get it in the right color. And after that, I kind of just went on a rage fest. I didn't understand what life was or anything was worth doing. So I kind of just ham-boned around for a little bit. Tried my best to do something cool, didn't work out, kind of got sad, everything's not working out my way, and I just kind of got pissed off at this game for the rest of it. So once I'm done with that monster, I go to another monster, which is apparently playing basketball against me. Look at this freaking freak. I mean, who has red hair nowadays? And I realized that me sitting down and also in a very confined area, basketball is basically not in the cards. So I let that guy jump around for a little bit, give him some exercise, while I go play Monster Bash, which also involves me throwing balls. Apparently a lot of games involve throwing balls, but I'm a freaking mastermind when it comes to these balls. Check this shit out. Look, oh, this guy's going into the dirt. Bam, wham, thank you, ma'am. And then I kill a passerby. It was very unfortunate for that guy. That guy didn't deserve it. Oh, but this blue guy does, so of course I kill the green one instead. It just seemed like the right thing to do. And I'm just on an onslaught rampage. I figured maybe if I take them all out, then I'll just win the game by default. I'm really good at aiming at the guy who's dead, and actually he comes back up and I hit him again. But of course that is the end of the game. It was only 30 seconds. I didn't do as well as I was hoping, but I thought it was pretty okay. I had a couple good shots in there. We go on the retro road next, which honestly, if there's any game from this arcade that should come to an actual arcade somehow, it should be this one. You don't just throw one ball at a time. I actually realize you can throw all of them as much as you want. They're basically supposed to, I thought you're supposed to clear a path, but apparently you just want to destroy all of them. And I do notice that eventually once I do that. And then I just start going ape shit. I grab all the balls and I just start throwing them every which way, every direction that I could possibly think of throwing it. And eventually I get pretty close to the end of this one. And it takes me a second, surprisingly enough. The last one that stays isn't even one of the back ones. It's just that one that's facing us, so literally right in front of me. It takes me a second to just be like, okay, this is ridiculous. And I throw one directly at it in a second there. I'm like, this is stupid. Come on, there we go. And then it turns to another freaking color, and I'm like, oh shit, there's more? I thought I did it in record time, but apparently I was slacking. But this time I was not messing around. I got through most of these colors lickety split. They didn't really stand much of a chance. I did still have a few seconds, as you can see, if I tilt my head up a little bit more. I had like a couple seconds left. I was missing pretty hard here, but the one left, 1 second, bam, we go into the Thunderdome final round, Seizure Land. Everyone loves Seizure Land. And I was only there for a few seconds before I had to go call my mom and take me to the hospital, but ultimately, it was a very fun experience, and I think that game should be everywhere. Next up are these paint bucket games, which is basically just click the button, it drops into the paint bucket. The more you get in the paint buckets, the better you do. And I honestly believe that if you fail this one ever somehow, then you kind of are stupid and don't actually deserve to play arcade games, because it's such a basic fundamental idea. You just shoot 2 to 3 in a rapid succession. Everything goes well as long as you're not an idiot. Oh, well. Okay, well, this machine is definitely better at doing that. It's a much better job. It understands me more than the other one does by a mile. There's definitely no contest here. So we're going to go. Actually, maybe the other one had the right idea. We go back over here. You know what? Maybe one of these is going to be our savior, our coup de grace. Okay, maybe not that one, though. You know, we're really trying our best. Okay, you know, at that point, I think I just give up. I don't give up. Now I give up. I go to the frogs. That is I tried my best to just recreate that moment because I thought that one was pretty funny. This one I just beat frogs that are the same color, like or different colors, really slowly. I'm not the fastest at this game. As you can see, I kind of wanted to be very gentle with the frogs. I didn't want to accidentally hurt them, but once I kind of knew what I was doing, I was more than willing to splatter them all in the face. Eventually, see, it showed all of them. You'll see the next time I do all of them, I really started just throwing balls to the wall. I go for the slam zone maneuver. I just do like the big rush. Frog game was fun. It was okay. I feel like there's it's nice to give little nose boops to the frogs. But you know, there's better games out there. And at this point, I make the classic blunder of checking the prize pool. I had on my hand, like, I think I have 683 tickets, which is quite a lot of tickets. So I was pretty proud of myself already. So I decided to treat myself. I went to go look at the prize board, see what was going on. And I see one of those weird, funky swacker things that you do. I bought 2 by accident, but I think it counted only as 1. And it plays the most majestic music you've ever heard in your entire life. Just listen to this. It's not nearly as loud as it was for me in the game. Can we up that volume real quick? Thank you. Yeah, so imagine this exact volume for like a minute straight is what I do next. But then we go to another game. And there was a game next to this one, like the weird, like, it had like a bunch of tubes you're supposed to pull at certain times to make sure the balls landed where they're supposed to. But I got immediately stressed out about that. I didn't know what was going on, so I gave up that. I went to Hoopy Loopy, which is a much easier game. You just want to get the rings on to the ring spokes, and let me tell you, this goes as well as you'd expect it to for me. I'm chucking rings. I've played 0 Sonic games in the last 5 to 10 years, so you know I'm all about them rings. Even onion rings. I'm not even a big fan of onion rings, although I have been getting more accepting of them, I will say. But these guys aren't having any of my shit, and I'm not having any of theirs. This guy's on the ground for like a good while, so maybe some of the dust it was collecting is going to give it some good aerodynamics. I chuck it like a freaking beast, and it's pissed. It comes back at me with like full force. He's mad that I did not give him his glory. But I'm like, alright, let's try it again. Give him some extra glory. He's clearly knows what he's doing. And it gives me a little bit of hope in the bucket, but it actually doesn't prevail at all. And yeah, my technique never improves. I don't get a single ring on the thing. You'd be surprised. I actually do get one that kind of gets stuck there, as you can see. I get, I think, one more flash of light at some point, but then it just kind of all falls downhill from there. So I don't know how that guy got stuck, and I don't know where half of my rings went. I started with 7. I think at the end of it, I had like 3. So unclear what happened there. But yeah, just a great game overall. But there is actually another there's so many more sections. There's a bowling section. There's a coin pusher section. I opt for a section that was just more regular arcade games. So I go there next. And immediately I see the freaking air hockey table. And I think, well, that's got to be what I do. And so, of course, I try to do my best thing. And then somehow I teleported in front of the shark bite game, and I wasn't about that, so I turned around and luckily the air hockey was right there, so I was pretty pleased. So I pressed 1, realized I had to put in a token first. Actually, hold on, now I press 1, realize token first, then press 1, and now I'm ready to go. So I'm waiting for him to serve, only for to realize that I had the puck, which was just fantastic, and I'm going for it. I'm saying, hey, whatcha, and I hit him with the fury of 1,000 suns. This guy, he shoots slow. He thinks I can't possibly shoot slower. I hit him with a roundhouse maneuver, and there we go. That's the speed we're expecting for a good game of air hockey here. And now I realize he's actually eating up my time. I only have 90 seconds to kick this guy's ass, and he's already taking up a good chunk of it. So I'm getting pretty freaking furious at him. I'm basically calling him every swear word in the book. But I think me saying such does throw him off, and it actually pushes him away. and kind of fumbles him. You lose the point, and I get really pissed. I start chucking my shit at him, realizing, oh no, now I have nothing to play with. But then I notice I can just throw it with my hands. There doesn't seem to be any referees around, so I'm just chucking it across the board, trying my best to like Air Jordan it in there, and then I accidentally teleported away from the machine. He gets a point. I get pissed. I chuck the thing as far away as I possibly can, and I tell him to go fuck himself. So that was pretty solid. I go to Shark Game right after that because I was not having it with that guy. This guy reminded me of Shark Tank, and I was imagining this was Kevin O'Leary, just chucking balls at Kevin O'Leary. And I promise you, this is not I'm not this gimpy normally throwing things. It's just the distance and the position that I'm in kind of really threw me off. So I'm looking around the arcade to see if I can make up for my horrible, shitty mistakes. Where I see a game with a gun, and that just seemed like the best way to display my interests here. Apparently, you play as an assassin. I got an achievement. I still don't even know what that achievement was for. I didn't actually look, but well, you know, here we are, long shot. And I'm just ready to shoot these guys. I mean, I don't know how to be an assassin. I'm not very good at it. I've not done it before. I've only done it in mobile games. I bring it really close to my face. I still can't really see the villains, and I start aiming through the one that you guys can't actually see through. I thought it was the left. Apparently, the right one is the one you can see through. I should have paid attention to that, but now I know, and I don't notice that now, so I put it back to my other eye because I'm like, oh, let me make sure you guys can see this. So you guys get probably the worst angle you ever see of this game. But you know, eventually though, I do actually make some good leeway here. I'm actually starting to shoot the guys. They really don't stand a chance against me. I start holding it like right up to the screen, just so I can actually get a good look at what's going on. That's when I started really getting a groove going. And you guys can actually see it now. So as you can see, yeah, they're getting their shit rocked. I didn't realize there was an ammo count on the screen. I thought I was supposed to do whatever the hell I wanted to do. So yeah, I couldn't reload the gun, which is kind of a shame. But once I ran out of ammo, that's game over, baby. We love that. And they gave me another achievement. I want to see what those achievements are for. Apparently, they were just for getting certain amounts of points in the game. So that's not very interesting. But let me go to Batter League, or whatever the hell this game is called, which is basically just baseball but rigged because they just instantly strike me no matter what I seem to do. Look at that. That thing goes straight into home run territory. It gives me a strike. It's kind of messed up, kind of fucked, but it is what it is, I guess. End of the day, you can't expect too much out of it. And then I get 3 hit, which is pretty dang solid. I got another 1 hit there. Already get my first freaking home run. I still got all 3 lives, baby. Everything's going well. Of course, I go out immediately after that, which is a shame. But then check this shit out. Another 1-hit base here. We're basically aiming for loaded bases here, so I immediately strike it back into the 1-homer zone. And now I know I just gotta knock it out of the park, so I whale that shit as hard as I possibly can. Right into the 3-hitter. Not what I was expecting, but at least I got 3 home runs. Can't complain there. Only gave me 2 home runs worth of points, though, so I was going a little too fast for the game to actually count. But luckily, a home run's 1,000, so I kind of made up for it there. Kind of popped off in the arcade a little bit. Some of the kids were watching. They were a little embarrassed of me, and I didn't realize that I was supposed to keep going, so I got another strike. And you notice I got another strike right after that. And now I'm on the back burner. It's do or die here, so of course I choose to do, and I get another home run. I start flexing to the kids. I almost had to punch one in the face. They were getting so close, and I immediately fuck up and get another strike by accident. We go back for it, going for a home run. I thought it went to a 3-hitter zone, but apparently it was another strike. Again, you can kind of see how unreasonably outrageous this is. And it lands squarely in the out that time, and I did my best. Top 300. That's not too bad. Cannot Stop W as my name. I took it as Cannot Stop Winning. That's how I decided to take that towards the end of the game. I didn't notice that at the time, but eventually I noticed that and I was pretty happy with it. Then we see this game where it's like Camelot or something. I'm basically just shooting a bunch of horses with a Gatling gun of arrows, which is basically my favorite thing ever. I just kind of do this for a good while. Let me just speed it up. See, I just destroy the shit out of these guys. I mean, these horses don't stand a chance. They're still in the ages of, like, just having gimpy swords and stuff. They even start flexing Arthur's sword at me in the middle of there at some point, but I'm like, who the fuck needs a sword when you got a Gatling gun of arrows, so who even cares? And at that point, I realized that there's other targets to be hitting, so I started hitting the freaking king. I'm like, okay, I'm going for the throne now, and I annihilate that bitch in 2 seconds. And I'm like, alright, well, the queen's next, let's go. And ultimately, it is very successful. It's down to the wire, but I do manage to destroy them, give me even more points. And I start shooting the dragon a little bit, start feeling quirky, and I just get satisfied. I was happy with my performance. And, ass kicks rain once again. And I decide, hey, you know what? Let me try the crossbow thingy, because I figured maybe we'll have maybe it'll be a little bit more interesting, what if it's not just a bunch of shit. And then the game steals the crossbow off the ground and I don't get to play, so it's truly a shame. And it actually does spawn back in, so I'm able to give it a try, but that's when I realized that I'm better off just having not have tried, because it turns out I'm not the crossbow magician that I thought I would be. So I give up after a couple arrows. I try to shoot myself. Doesn't really work out, but I certainly am an authentic actor here. Then there was this game where you kind of just push balls into the colored holes, and if you get them in the colored holes, like the correct color, you get a ton of points. I didn't notice that because I was just kind of like, screw it, I'm just gonna push them into the hole. This is fun. But then I get the freaking red one in there, and it's 200 points. That's when I start realizing I'm wasting my time. And apparently, the better of a streak you got, the more points you get per every ball you get correct. So then I'm just freaking popping off in the club here. We're going crazy. I go for 600, 700 on this green one. Then I get the yellow one in there for 800. I think I eventually hit 1,000 for just one ball. Although I might actually just miss it. Yeah, I got the 800. Dude. I would have been fine if that red one went in. But yeah, it's a common theme here. That red one's being a big bitch, and that she doesn't get back in there. I have to like stand there and stare at it in order for it to actually do its job. I fuck up some more. And honestly, this is a really fun game. But yeah, it's very tame, very basic, but very, very fun. Again, this would be a pretty cool one to see at the arcade. But you know, you see it here, which is great. And here we see the most toddler-pilled game of them all. It's like an automatic Plinko machine. The Plinko machine moves, and it shoots your next ball for you, which I thought at first was very engaging and interesting, but then I realized it's kind of just unfair bogus, because it kind of just sends you in the exact same loop over and over again. And this time I get a little bit lucky, you know, things are going crazy. I'm excited. I'm still happy. Just seeing this thing move on its own, I'm freaking out. You can see, I'm overwhelmed with excitement here. And eventually I do actually get 20. So I actually got 2 at once. I felt like I just stole the show here. But I try again because I'm like, okay, well maybe this will be more interesting a second time. But then it goes backwards. It is a different rotation, which freaked me out until I realized that it basically just sent me into 10-point heaven. So ultimately, with some more additions to this, I think it will be a much more interesting version of the game Plinko. I think I love the idea of the board moving. However, it moved in a cycle, and also you couldn't move your own piece. Like again, it just shoots it for you. I don't know why it does that. It really is just like for the 2-year-olds that are in the club today. But yeah, I got 50 points, which is pretty embarrassing, so I move on immediately. I move on to this game where I'm basically just shooting the shit out of aliens, which seems kind of rude. I feel like they didn't do anything to me. And that's when I realized that you can actually shoot it automatically, so then this game became a lot easier. I thought it was like one at a time. But yeah, they're just coming up, they're trying to say hey, and I'm just like, hey, listen, buddy, you can't have any of that shit. Get out of here. You guys are talking nonsense. I can't understand your gleep glorps. I start shooting at everything I possibly can. I shot at this logo for the game. It didn't work, though. But yeah, the aliens, again, they're not even, like, trying to hurt me. One of them's got, like, a thing they're trying to hand me, like, this is a present for you, and I'm just shooting him in the face. This guy's got an eye patch. I feel bad for him. They know they had eye patches in space, so apparently they really do. And that's when I realized they're taking my boxes, and I think it was kind of messed up. But honestly, I was like, you know what? They deserve at least one little hand-me-out. I'm literally killing hundreds of their friends and brothers. I let that guy just take the box. I figured he deserves it. Like, if anyone deserves it, it's Eye Patch Guy after all the shit I've been giving him. So, you know, I'm just shooting the shit out of his friends still. They ain't stopping me. And I get a pretty good score. It wasn't too bad. But then I realized that maybe it was a love gun, and these are actually it's a good thing to do with the aliens. So I try to play again, and I see how it feels for myself. It doesn't feel good. Does not feel good. Don't recommend. This game was the bane of my existence. Basically, you have to hit it with the right amount of pressure, and then if you don't, then you kind of just lose. Especially if you go over. And at one point, I actually got, like, just barely not it, and I got really sad. I don't know if it's in this one. I think this might be it. This is it, yep. There it is. I was one off, so I was very upset. That was the best I got, and I wanted this for, like, I'm not even kidding, like 5 minutes. I'm going to spare you guys that. But yeah, it was a nightmare. So, and I realized that if I just put a coin in, it resets the board, so I can just do it again immediately instead of having to wait for it to drag all the way back down, which I thought was great. So I just tried, but ultimately didn't prevail, and I just kind of gave up. I couldn't even see the green on that one, so I didn't know what the hell to do. But yeah, great game. I'm bad at it. But then there's this game where you literally are shooting ghosts and shit with a pistol. Like, it's a regular standard pistol, and I realized, oh, it's just a werewolf. And I don't know what the hell the 3 out of 100 means. It says it like every single time. But then I realized, oh yeah, it brings them back up. You have to like quick shoot them, like quick draw them. And that's when I realized that I am a VR quick shot fucking god. Look at this dude. Oh, these guys don't even stand a chance. Bam, bam, bam. I didn't realize that guy was. I didn't know there was 2 of them. I smoke them out of the water. They don't stand a chance against me. They literally try their best. And I mean, this time they do actually put up a good fight. Mr. Vampire wasn't expecting such speed. But yeah, I mean, compared to all the other games, I smoked them in this one. They didn't stand a freaking chance against me. And especially, they're now, look at that. Bam, 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 bam. Just constant. I still had 5 bullets left. I went crazy. I started shooting myself. It felt good. That time it felt good. The aliens didn't feel good. These guys must have felt great. And I felt pretty damn proud of myself. So I went at it right again. I was like, I can probably do better than the last time. And I just go bam, bam. And I fuck up immediately. But after that, I start rocking ass. I got almost 1,000 tickets. I'm so excited. I'm so proud of myself. Took this shit out. Bam. And again, like, the first shot is impeccable. I could be a freaking cowboy in this day and age. These silver bullets ain't got nothing on me. Bam, bam, bam. They're freaking crazy. And they're at 1 out of 100 on that one. Have no idea what the hell that means. But I felt pretty damn proud of it. So, here we go again. And just absolute nightmare Gatling gun style. And I am eating out of the time. Like, last time I did like 13 seconds. At this point, I'm at like freaking, I'm barely even at a problem here. I did lose 1 extra bullet, but I saved like 5 seconds. So I felt pretty damn proud of myself. And then the last game I play is this game, which is kind of like that one where you kind of have to stack everything. Except it doesn't actually break the stuff that you stack. It's just kind of like, it just stacks. And as long as, but they don't actually like weigh. So like, as long as you're not, they don't weigh the entire stack. Like, as you can see there, if you like are off, then it will kill you. But yeah, ultimately this is very fun. It's a nice little like difference to the one where it just kind of cuts off the blocks and it gets smaller and smaller every time. I like this one a lot. And this is where I ended it off. So thank you all for tuning in. I'll let you guys see how this one goes, but it was a very good time at the arcade. I really wish you guys could have heard my reactions to all the games in person. We will be doing this again. There's still a lot more games, there's a lot more other stuff to do that I didn't actually get to today, but I just wanted to have a little bit of a quick fun time in the VR land. And I hope to see you all next time. I'll let you guys finish this out, but I'm going to hop off now. I got some other stuff to do. You see that shit? That was crazy. That's a power move. That's a pimp move right there. But yeah, so thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.